What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I am doing a little one palette, two makeup looks video. I'm doing this a little bit differently from how I normally do it. I'm doing a little Angela Bright style video here where I'm actually going to be talking through it live. So the reason that I'm doing this a little bit differently is because I potentially want to introduce like a little different kind of series on my channel, which a lot of you guys requested / recommended / suggested in my video of all of my eyeshadow palettes. A lot of you guys said you would love to see me kind of challenge myself to do a few looks using some of the palettes that I haven't really used or the ones that I can't really figure out how to do a full look for. So I thought maybe I could start with that today and kind of do like a live walkthrough of myself trying different makeup looks using what I would consider to be a potentially difficult palette. So I'm starting off today with this palette. This is the Ditto Galaxy shade palette. This is one of the ones specifically that I said I was having kind of trouble figuring out just how to make a full makeup look with it. And I was kind of touching the colors and figuring out what I wanted to do, and I realized I could probably do two different looks with it. So I'm going to challenge myself to do that. I'm going to do one neutral look using this palette, and then I'm going to do one colorful look using this palette. So I don't know if this is something that I'm going to be doing for every single palette, like a neutral look and a colorful look, but I thought it might be fun to kind of challenge myself to do that, at least for this one and maybe for some of the other more colorful ones I have, to see if I can kind of do both. And then for some palettes, obviously that's not really going to be possible, so I can just kind of try to challenge myself to just use that one palette to make a look. And then, I don't know, maybe we can make a little series out of it. Anyway, this intro is getting really long, so let me just get started. So we're gonna start off with the neutral look first. So I'm gonna start off with this shade Pluto, which is like a nice creamy beige peachy matte shade, and then I'm just going to start to pat this onto my outer lid area, and then also just kind of buffing this in to my crease. So this is kind of the method that I always like to start with for almost every eye makeup look, unless it's like a different kind of technique. This is like kind of my go-to technique. See, now that I'm starting with this color, I'm like, you know what, this is actually an easy palette to work with, but we'll see how it turns out. So I'm also just gonna put this on the bottom. I already did my face makeup, as you can see from the creasing. Yeah, we'll just do my usual style for this, which is start with light colors, work my way into darker colors. I always get this kind of situation going on with my makeup, so the way I get around that is I will just kind of blend it out with a clean brush, because I guess I just use kind of a hard hand for it. I think I might put some on the rest of my lid just to kind of have an even base, because I think this is a nice neutral starting color, and then maybe I could put some shimmer over it. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna go into this shade Make Make. Try not to make it too dramatic. I just wanted to kind of deepen up that outer corner / crease area. Oh, I think this is actually a satin shade now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer. That's okay. We're going to use it to do a little deepening. Maybe it won't be that neutral. Who knows? I think this still seems pretty neutral. This could be like an orangey kind of neutral look. There's only so much neutral you can do with colorful palettes. I kind of want to take this shade Saturn next on my finger and see if it kind of turns. Yeah, this is like a nice neutrally champagne. Let's just pop that on the lid. Oh, it's a little cooler toned. I'm just gonna put this like halfway. So just for that lid, I'm also gonna take this shade Eris, and I'm gonna also do that on my finger. This one actually feels a lot softer. I'm just gonna put that in like the center area. Actually, it doesn't look too different / darker, but I do think it is gonna help blend this out a little bit. Didn't do much. Still cute though. You guys ever just put a brush down and then it immediately disappears forever from your entire life? That just happened to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of just gonna take some more of that red shade, and I'm just gonna kind of blend, because I got the shimmery shade a little bit above my crease. So I'm just gonna do that, kind of deepen that up a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit more under here. So I'm gonna deepen this a little bit more with this shade Sedna. So this is just a nice dark brown matte shade. I'm just gonna put this again in the outer corner and then blend it into the crease area. I don't know why, but I feel like this color isn't really going with the rest of the look, but to be honest, there's not really any other colors that we can do. When I find myself using a cool or neutral color like this when I'm in the middle of a warm look, I'll just kind of go back and put one of the lighter, warmer colors on top of it just to kind of warm it up a little. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that, but I still want to kind of deepen this area, so I'm just gonna keep going back in, and I'm just going to darken it with this nice brown. All the other dark shades in this palette are pretty colorful, So this is really our only option right now. And then I'm just gonna blend that out again with that clean brush. This is just actually one of those Urban Decay brushes that comes with the Naked palettes. I don't really use it too often, but I do think it's good for kind of blending out areas like that. I wanna put that brown on my lower lash line as well. So I'm gonna take another brush to do that just because I want something a little bit more like a pencil brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, but I don't remember which kit it's from. I will link all the stuff I'm using down below. I think we're doing pretty well so far. So I'm just gonna take this nice champagne-y kind of shimmery shade and this little brush again from BH Cosmetics. The name of this is disputed on the internet. It's a moon. It's either pronounced Charon or Charon. So that's the color I'm gonna use. I am just going to put this on the inner little edge of my eye. And then I'm also going to put it right here as like a little highlight in my inner corner. So I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. I feel like it is a nice, soft, subtle, neutral look. This is actually pretty close to what I wear for my office job, so I kind of go with a similar look for that. So for something like this, I would not wear winged liner or fake lashes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some brown mascara on and I'm just gonna call it a day because I think this is a nice, soft, neutral look. But of course you can always add fake lashes and winged liner if you want. I'm probably going to add it for the next look because it's gonna be a little bit more dramatic. But yeah, so I am just going to curl these lashes because I always have these little errant lashes who like to hang out. I'm gonna use the NYX Worth the Hype mascara, and this is in brownish black, which I do love wearing with a neutral look because I think it just kind of suits the look without being too dramatic. So I also did not do a liner on my lower lash line. Maybe I'll throw in just like a nude one. So maybe let's just add that real quick. Doesn't really do much, but I think it kind of brightens the look. All right, so I think we're good with this. This is the final look for the neutral part of this little tutorial, and I'm actually really impressed. I feel like I was not expecting to be able to pull off like a really easy and subtle neutral look using such a colorful palette, but I think it actually turned out really nice, and this honestly looks like something I would wear to work and probably will wear to work, so I'm really happy with it. I do love doing like a soft neutral look like this without winged liner, especially when I'm going to work. I do not want to take 10 minutes to put on winged liner. So this is just like a really nice, easy option, and I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, let me wipe this off and then we're going to try something a little bit more dramatic, but I think for that I might want to go in crazy with the false lashes and the winged liner, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed that such a crazy, colorful palette ended up having such a nice, soft, neutral look. I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to say really quickly, one of the reasons why I love doing neutral looks with colorful palettes is because I feel like a lot of people want to branch out and try colorful makeup looks, but then they go out and they buy like a super colorful makeup palette and then they never use it and then they feel like they regret the purchase. But if you can do a neutral look using a colorful palette, it makes it a little bit easier to buy, and then you can kind of slowly work your way over to the more colorful stuff, and also because you can always revert back to a more neutral look. And I also think it's a lot easier to do a few different types of look using one palette. So let me do some blinking in slow motion for you guys. Okay, so I'm back. I wiped off that makeup, I reapplied my face makeup, so now let's get into doing something a little crazier, a little bit more Kelly style. So I've got the palette again, and I'm kind of thinking like this area is gonna be where it's at for me for these crazy colors. So I'm gonna start off with Venus. I have this big fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics. This was part of a set. All of my BH Cosmetics brushes are part of a set. So I'm gonna link as many of them are currently available down below, but they do tend to just be like randomly available or not available. So I love a lot of their brush sets. I think a lot of them have just what I'm looking for. Same with Moda brushes. So I'll just link a few I like down below. So I'm kind of thinking, because I don't want to do the exact same technique as I did for the last one, even though I'm starting off with the same technique, thinking of doing a halo eye this time, and it's also been a while since I did a halo eye. So I'm just gonna put this on the inner and outer corners. Actually, I'm probably just gonna put it all over my lid just to have a nice base. Lately I've been doing that. I'm also gonna put a lot of the color on like this inner corner. I am really liking this color. It's so bright. It's really nicely pigmented. It doesn't feel chalky at all, and I'm having a really easy time building it up. All right, and that is the final look. Just kidding. So I think I'm gonna take this slightly smaller fluffy brush and the shade Series, which is actually a kind of emerald green shimmer, but I don't really have too many options for non-shimmers in this palette, so I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna put this in the outer and inner corner. It's probably not going to blend too easily because it is a shimmer, so you can already kind of see that this is not blending too well, but I like to challenge myself, so we're just gonna do it. Ooh, I actually love these colors together. I'm really liking this color. It is hard to put shimmery shades in the crease just because the way that the light hits them, it's not always a very consistent color, which makes it not ideal for this type of look. Why am I already getting like serious Mardi Gras vibes right now? I think I might need a smaller brush for the inner corner. I think I'm gonna use this E70 brush for the inner corner. Same color. And just start to build that up. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom too. But since this is going to be difficult to kind of blend out, I am gonna go back in with that yellow. I think I'm gonna connect them. May as well, right? Maybe just a light connection. So with the halo eye, you want the brightest point to be in the center, and then it gets darker on the outer corners. I'm sure you guys already know that. Just in case you don't, there's some info for you. Maybe we blend it with another clean brush just in this area where it's like a really harsh line. So this is usually my process for doing a makeup look for the first time. I do sometimes film it and then I'll just do a voiceover of what I have ended up deciding to do. Ooh, I really love how this is turning out. I think it's really working out well. This is probably the first time that I'm letting you guys in on the process though, which is kind of fun. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, so I do want to go one shade darker, but there aren't that many dark shades. We have either the brown, we have this purple, and we have this kind of blackish navy blue with shimmer in it. I already used the brown in the other look, so I think I'm gonna use this one. I think this one would match a little bit better than the purple. So this is the shade Humia, and I'm just gonna use a tiny little BH Cosmetics brush. And I'm gonna do the same thing, just working in the outer and inner corners. And I'm not gonna go in as far or out as far as I did with the green. So we're just kind of concentrating it a tiny bit more, and we're just making it a little bit more dramatic and dark. See, I'm really digging this, and I actually really like the yellow center as well. I kind of wanted to use one of the shimmers. Actually, I think I still might. I do wish there was a shimmery yellow. I think that would be nice. I know this looks a little crazy right now, but with the power of blending, we are going to make it look a lot nicer. Also, just so you know, I think doing this on camera is a little bit different than doing it in real life, because in real life, I think things look a lot more blended than when you are super zoomed in on a computer screen in 1080p. So I am still kind of learning. Also, again, this is a shimmer shade, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to A, blend out, and B, to look kind of seamless. Although I am really digging how this turned out. I think it looks better in real life than it does on camera though. Again, it's a little bit harder to see exactly how it's gonna look on camera because I can't see that close in real life. I guess I could use a magnifying mirror, but then I will just be seeing all of my flaws. I'd rather not know about my flaws until the video's up. I actually really don't like how that's turning out, so I think I'm gonna kind of try to blend that away. I don't know, I kind of look a little bit bruised, especially on the bottom. Do a little bit more blending out with this yellow, or is that making me look more bruised? Hard to say. I'm just kind of going in with my setting powder and I'm just kind of blurring out the edges where I feel like it's just a little bit too strong. And this is something that I do a lot too. It just makes it a little bit less bruised looking. This is the kind of look that winged liner and giant lashes will save. Although I gotta be honest, I really do love the color mixture here. Should I use one of these planets as like the shimmer in the middle? Like, let's see what this looks like. See, that's kind of blue and I feel like it's a little bit too dark. Let's see what this one looks like. It's a little neutral. I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna ruin it if I change the center because I kind of love it as like a bright pop of yellow. So I'm just gonna freshen that up, and then I have a clean brush here and I'm just kind of blending the edges into it just to kind of give that a nice dramatic pop of yellow. So I'm gonna use this ColourPop liner on the inner and outer corner. And then in the center, I'm gonna use this one. This is Sub-Zero, which is a weird name for a bright gold. I'm gonna use another ColourPop liner in black just to, this is called Swerve. And then I am going to take this little pencil brush. This is the E30 from Sigma, and I'm going to take the moon here. And I am going to use that to brighten this inner corner, just so that it doesn't look like I got punched in the eye. Kind of like how this is mixing with the other shimmers to kind of make it almost like a greeny color. I think that looks really good. Alright, I am going to add a little line here with my liquid liner. There you go. That looks pretty good. Just gonna curl my lashes again real quick. I am just gonna use a random mascara here because it's gonna get covered up by the false lashes anyway. Alright, so I just put on some fake lashes off camera just because it's really hard for me to put them on. They are the Eyler Luxe Baroque lashes. So yeah, this is the final look and I'm actually really happy with it. I think that the colors turned out working really well and I feel like this look is really different from the other looks. So I managed to do 2 totally different looks all using one palette, which I'm really happy about, especially because this was a palette that I thought was super gorgeous, but I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to make a full look out of it. So I would love to hear from you guys if this is a type of series that you want to see on my channel, either me talking through trying different palettes or doing a few different looks using one palette, or trying like a neutral and a crazy look using one palette, or you know, if you guys would rather me do voiceovers, just let me know in the comments. I'm always open to your feedback and your constructive criticism, so definitely let me know your thoughts on that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I do lots of makeup and nail polish videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!